It's Oscar Sunday. Can you believe it? I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Welcome to LCJ Live. Today is Sunday, February 24th, 2019. We're here, finally. And coming up, I'm going to be giving out my predictions, some analysis, who could be the upsets in all 24 Oscar categories. It is going to be quite a show tonight, and a whole lot of fun. We're going to get to it all coming up here on LCJ Live. As always, send in your questions and your comments. We're going to get to all the categories here. But first, box office, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, $55.5 million. That is really good for Universal and for DreamWorks. It is absolutely fantastic. This is a film franchise that has grown. It has actually grown in popularity over the last 10 years. It has grown significantly. Maybe it's because it's really dramatic and intense and more of a drama series for DreamWorks Animation as opposed to the goofy antics of, say, Madagascar or even Shrek. Maybe it appeals more towards adults and older kids, and I especially think this third How to Train Your Dragon movie does that. It has such an emotional core to it that those who are about my age, about 20 years old, if you've been with this franchise from the beginning, you're going to find the last 10 or 15 minutes to be really powerful and moving. It's a moving story about moving on. That's exactly what Dean DeBlois did with How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. In second, Alita Battle Angel, Lego Movie 2 drops to third. Fighting with My Family, which is also one of the year's best movies so far, with Florence Pugh. Stephen Merchant wrote and directed it. Dwayne Johnson plays himself a little bit and produced it. And Vince Vaughn is terrific. This is the WWE story of Paige the Wrestler. It expanded nationwide and made another $8 million. I think you absolutely need to see this. This may be the first true must-see of 2019 because it's an effective sports underdog story with a little more to it. The sibling rivalry aspect of it is very unconventional. There's some witty humor to it, some unexpected humor, and the supporting cast of Nick Frost and Lena Headey are very good, as well as the parents. I think you need to see this film. Two great movies opened up this weekend, Dragon and Fighting with My Family. Go see them both in theaters. Isn't It Romantic in fifth? What Men Want in sixth? Happy Death Day to You, not making a whole lot of money for Universal, in seventh. Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson hangs on in eighth. The Upside. Congratulations to The Upside on closing in on $100 million. It's just a few $100,000 away. That is in ninth this weekend. And a new film in just a few hundred theaters called Run the Race opened in 10th with a little more than $2 million. All right. That's your weekend box office. Dragon on top. Universal is celebrating. Dean DeBlois, the director, said to me, I would love for this film to be nominated next year for the Best Animated Feature Academy Award. We will have to see if that happens. He's got to wait a whole year. Actually, a little less, because the Oscars are 2 weeks earlier next year, right around Feb 8 or 9. So about 50 weeks away from seeing if How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World will be the 2020 Best Animated Feature Oscar recipient. But what is going to win tonight? I'm going to give you my picks right now. If you have questions, comments, what do you think is going to win tonight at the Academy Awards? Send them in right here on LCJ Live. Before that, I do want to show you this. This is a little piece of history. 50 years ago, the Academy Awards was held on Sunday, April the 12th. Or excuse me, no, it was Monday night, April the 14th. This newspaper cover from the Troy Record, which is near where I live in upstate New York, was published on Saturday, April the 12th. Look at this cover. I think it's fantastic. Glorious Oscar color. This newspaper cover is 50 years old. I've got a little piece of Academy Awards history right here. I think it's a glowing cover. Yeah, you all can see it really well. I love this. I've got this hanging right here in this room over with some other cool movie memorabilia. 50 years since then. Pretty nice. Hey, let's get to some picks. I guess I'll go in reverse of popularity of categories, who I think might be upsets, who's going to win. I'll go backwards on this ballot I've got here from Entertainment Weekly, because they're usually pretty good when it comes to the ballots. So if you've got yours, get it out right now. I'm going to give you my picks. Who could be the upset? What could be the surprise? And see what you think's going to happen tonight at the Academy Awards. All right. Best Original Screenplay. My pick is Green Book. I feel like Academy members are going to want something simple, easy to follow, basic, but has a little meat to it. Whereas the other real contender in this category, The Favorite, is a wacky screenplay. This movie's all over the place. A lot of people still don't understand what the ending of The Favorite even means. My pick is Green Book. The upset is The Favorite. Who's your favorite all-time Oscar host? That is a great question. Well, I'd have to say, since I've only been alive for some, I can't go back and unfortunately say Johnny Carson or Bob Hope. In this modern era, Hugh Jackman is up there. I'm not the biggest Ellen fan in the world, but she was able to do certain things like the selfie that really broke through. I think Jimmy Kimmel was fantastic both years. Even the non-envelope stuff he was great at. Going to the regular people. And they've been talking this year, we don't want regular people involved. They're nothing again. They're not reaching out to middle America, which that's crucifying them when it comes to the ratings. So yes, Kimmel's up there. Hugh Jackman's up there. Some of the other ones, Seth MacFarlane was okay. Billy Crystal was all right when he came back this year. I think he should have come back again. The last time, I think he should have come back this year. Seth MacFarlane, Neil Patrick Harris, not that great. Yeah, Kimmel's up there. Chris Rock was pretty good, though. Chris Rock, if you go back and watch Chris Rock's monologue, it's very sharp. The commentary on the Oscar so white situation is even more relevant today than I think it was a few years ago when that happened. How about Critics' Choice winner First Reformed? You're right, Academy picks. First Reformed did win Critics' Choice for Original Screenplay, but that's its only nomination here tonight, and it is not going to win. Adapted Screenplay. This is a weird one, because Beale Street won the Critics' Choice. I'm picking BlacKkKlansman. Spike Lee's finally going to win an Oscar, but Can You Ever Forgive Me seems to be coming on strong. It won at the Spirit Awards yesterday, and it won the Writers Guild of America Award. So do not be surprised if it's Can You Ever Forgive Me, but my pick is BlacKkKlansman. Visual effects. I'm going with Avengers Infinity War. If there's an upset here, it's First Man, which has really supporting visual effects. Avengers is dominated by visual effects, and in this case, Marvel Studios will finally win an Academy Award after it was 20 nominations up until this year. You add the ones in for Black Panther and Avengers, it's about 28 nominations now, and Marvel will finally take home an Academy Award. Achievement in sound mixing. I'm going with A Star Is Born. It just seems like it. It's the music movie. It feels right. Could it be Bohemian Rhapsody? Yes, but I think it's going to get some other things. Could it be First Man? Yes, because of all the sounds, especially that opening sequence, that glorious opening sequence in First Man, could be there. You could also say First Man and Bohemian Rhapsody for sound editing, though my pick is Black Panther. Black Panther could win several tonight, but the way I structured who I think is going to win out of these 24 categories, this is the category I have Black Panther winning. May not be right. It'll probably be First Man or Bohemian Rhapsody, but I'm going with Black Panther for sound editing. All right, live action short film. My choice is Margaret. I've done a little research. Could go to Skin. I've seen a little bit for Skin, but it seems like Margaret is going to win for Best Live Action Short Film. Again, going through all 24 categories with you right here on LCJ Live. Hope you have your ballots out and ready to go. I've got my Golden Oscar cookie cutter. This is actually a cookie cutter. And I'll be making some Oscar cookies later tonight. Hey dude, what's up? At HBKFan16. What's up to you too? Hope you're excited for tonight's Academy Awards. All right, animated feature. It's got to be Spider-Man. It is one of the closest things to a lock tonight. But maybe the Academy goes for Pixar for Incredibles 2, The Legacy. Maybe they go for Isle of Dogs because of Wes Anderson. He lost with Fantastic Mr. Fox to Pixar with Up several years ago. Maybe they finally give Wes Anderson an Oscar. Wes Anderson has been nominated 6 or 7 times. But I think it's going to be Spider-Man. Sony Pictures Animation will finally get themselves an Academy Award. Best Animated Short Film. You're down to 2 choices here. One of them is Weekends, which is really strong visually and emotional storytelling-wise. The other is Bao, which is the Pixar nominee. I interviewed Domi Shi. She's the first woman ever in Pixar animated shorts history of the last 35 years to direct a Pixar short. First woman ever to direct a Pixar short. That's an amazing thing. And it's a good short, and Pixar's not going to win animated film, so the Academy's going to give it animated short. Bao is my pick, but you may want to put your money on Weekends. Best production design. The royal heritage of The Favorite seems to be the one. If there's an upset, maybe it's Black Panther. But I think the royal prestige of The Favorite makes that The Favorite in that category, and that pun is really intended. Okay, original song. One of the big airlocks of the night. Shallow. Star is Born. Though it's not a guarantee because I've been reading a little bit for All the Stars, Black Panther, maybe even When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings wins from Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which would be hilarious. It's a great song, but it's got to be Shallow. What a powerhouse. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper performing it live tonight. That's going to be quite a moment. And even though I think A Place Where Lost Things Go from Mary Poppins Returns is a better song personally, Shallow definitely deserves this, for sure. Original score. I'm picking Mary Poppins for a couple reasons. Number one, Mark Shaman, who is one of the composers for the Mary Poppins score, has been nominated 7 times, I believe, something like that, and he's never won. I'm picking Mary Poppins because it's only the only musical in the equation this year, and I feel like with 4 nominations, though it didn't get Picture or Emily Blunt, I feel like the Academy sort of liked this movie, and they may want to give it something for the legacy of Mary Poppins, which won 5 Oscars 55 years ago. So, with all that into consideration, I'm picking Mary Poppins Returns. That's not what a lot of other people are predicting, though they're all across the board. I've read some for Beale Street. I've read some for Black Panther and Black Klansman. Not a lot for Isle of Dogs, but definitely those other 3 are being picked by many other people. So, original score is actually one of the most wide-open races of the night in a year where there are a lot of wide-open races. So, I'm going with Mary Poppins, but you could probably take a chance on any of them except Isle of Dogs, Alexandra Desplat, and you might win for that category. Tell me something to bet on tonight, LCJ, says Bob Hall. Well, we're going to get to supporting actress in a little bit. You may want to put a little money on somebody whose name isn't Regina King. We'll talk about that in just a second here on LCJ Live. Makeup and hairstyling, I think this is close to a lock. Vice. There's another, if it goes to one of the other 2, it's got to be Mary Queen of Scots. I don't know who saw this movie Border. I really don't know. But Mary Queen of Scots would be the other choice. I think it's going to be Vice. Foreign language film. Roma. Here's why it's not a lock. Because Cold War is in that category too. The Academy may want to give foreign film to Cold War and picture to Roma. I'm still picking Roma, but you may want to put a little money on Cold War just in case they decide to do a rare foreign language best picture split. Let's go to film editing. I've read a lot for Bohemian Rhapsody. It's probably going to win. When I decided to make these picks a week or so ago, I went with The Favorite. It co-leads with 10 nominations, and Roma's not in the category. So statistically, The Favorite might do it. Bohemian Rhapsody will probably win. I'm taking a chance on The Favorite. I don't see Green Book or Black Klansman winning. I have seen some as well for Vice, because Vice did win the BAFTA for editing. That would be the upset here, but I'm going with The Favorite. You could take a chance on any of the nominees. It won't win, says Corbin 3166. Maybe he's referring to The Favorite for film editing. It probably won't. It'll probably be Bohemian Rhapsody because of all the drama surrounding that and getting a movie on the screen. But hey, you got to take a couple risks every year. Documentary short. Gaga and Cooper too. Yeah, Gaga and Cooper. You're thinking for Shallow? Yeah, we'll see. Documentary short. Period. End of sentence. It seems to be the most positive one. It's about women. Me Too movement kind of stuff in there. I feel like that's the one. Period. End of sentence. Read a little bit for Lifeboat and A Night at the Garden as well. We'll have to see what happens. Documentary film. It's going to one of 2. If it goes to outside one of these 2, it will be a stunner. Your one choice is RGB about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Your other choice is Free Solo. I'm going with Free Solo. Could be RBG. You got a 50-50 shot at this point. Bohemian Rhapsody will win Best Picture. I'm calling it crazy end to award season, says Bob Hall. Wow. If Bohemian Rhapsody wins Best Picture, Twitter will explode. It will literally go boom. Because the Twitter fandom and the film Twitter fandom will not be happy at all that Bohemian Rhapsody wins Best Picture. It will also be another case, like A Star is Born tonight, if that happens as well, that a film wins Best Picture without the director even being nominated. We're back to the Ben Affleck situation because of Bryan Singer in the Bohemian Rhapsody situation and Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born. Going through all 24 categories here on LCJ Live. Costume design, I'm going with the favorite. Sandy Powell seems to be the leader in this case. Maybe Black Panther, maybe Mary Poppins, but I'm going with the favorite for achievement in costume design. Cinematography, it's got to be Roma. Alfonso Cuarón will win cinematography for Roma. I don't see anything else here getting that. A Star Is Born deserves it. Out of these, First Man should have been nominated. A Star Is Born deserves it, but it'll go to Roma for cinematography. All right, we are down to the major 6 categories. Best Director, it's got to be Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. But Spike Lee, if he doesn't win Adapted Screenplay, does the Academy decide to give it to him for Best Director? That's the question tonight. We'll have to see what happens. I'm going with Cuarón, but maybe it ends up being Spike Lee. Actor in a supporting role. I've been picking Mahershala Ali for Green Book, but he just won this 2 years ago for Moonlight. Does the Academy say, he already won this, let's give it to somebody who may not have a chance like this ever again? Which would be Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me? He won yesterday at the Independent Spirit Awards. He went up against Adam Driver, who's in this category for BlacKkKlansman, but he didn't go up against Mahershala because that movie, Green Book, cost more than $20 million to make. So does Richard E. Grant pull out the surprise win with his effect on award season, taking all the selfies with celebs and just enveloped in it all? He may be on stage tonight, which would be a really cool moment. As much as I think Mahershala gives a slightly better performance this year out of the two, it would be cool to see Richard E. Grant up on stage tonight. Actor in a leading role. Take away Willem Dafoe, take away Viggo Mortensen. You're down to 3 men. Christian Bale had the early momentum. Rami Malek came in with the later momentum. And Bradley Cooper, once again, is in a position like he was for American Sniper a few years ago, where his momentum in this category is coming on late. Is it too late? My pick is Rami Malek. If the Academy goes with Christian Bale, they're really in a political mood. Rami Malek is amazing as Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Won the Globe, won the SAG, won the BAFTA. But because Bradley Cooper got snubbed for Best Director, and because he was nominated in acting categories 3 years in a row for Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, and American Sniper, and has never won before, maybe he will pull out a surprise, take over Rami Malek, and win Best Actor tonight. I don't see it happening. I see Rami Malek, but do not be surprised if it is Bradley Cooper. 3 to go as we go through all 24 categories here on LCJ Live. Actress in a supporting role. You can take away 2 people again. They are Marina de Tavira for Roma and Emma Stone for The Favorite. Take them away. You're down to 3 women. I'm going with Regina King for Beale Street Could Talk. She won yesterday at the Spirit Awards, won the Golden Globe, won the Critics' Choice, but remember, wasn't nominated for SAG or BAFTA. SAG went to Emily Blunt for A Quiet Place. She's not even here. BAFTA went to Rachel Weisz for The Favorite, who I think is in the number 2 position right now, but right on her tail is Amy Adams for Vice, because she's been nominated 6 times by the Academy and has never won. A lot of people going into this award season thought maybe this is finally Amy Adams' year. I still don't think it is, but you could see Amy Adams up on stage for that 6 noms reason alone, or Rachel Weisz because of the way things have been going, or Regina King. So you could take a chance on any of those 3 because that race is wide open right until they open that envelope. Actress in a leading role. Once again, take away 2 people. They are Yalitza Aparicio for Roma and Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me? We're left with 3. In the 3rd position is Lady Gaga, who tied with Glenn Close at the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Actress. She'll win song. She'll win an Academy Award. I don't see her winning here. You're down to 2 women. You're down to Glenn Close for The Wife and Olivia Colman for The Favorite. Here's what's really interesting. They've each won 3 honors this major award season, not counting yesterday's win for Glenn Close at the Spirit Awards. Glenn Close won at the Golden Globes. So did Olivia Colman. Glenn Close won at Critics' Choice. And at SAG, Olivia Colman won at Critics' Choice, and she won at BAFTA. There you go. There's your 3 and 3. But because Glenn Close has been nominated 7 times and has never won, and that thing has ridden her all the way through this award season since The Wife opened 6 months ago in August, Glenn Close will win Best Actress tonight at the Academy Awards. And finally, as we wrap up here with all 24 picks on LCJ Live, Best Picture of the Year. Your nominees are BlacKkKlansman, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice. Let's go through the movies that have no chance of winning. At this point, I only see one, and that's Vice. If Vice wins, wow, I think it's last on the board. All the other 7 have a semi-legitimate chance of winning Best Picture tonight. Down in the lower fields is Black Panther, which did win the SAG for Ensemble, but that would be a shocker. A Star is Born is down lower because it hasn't won any of the Best Picture awards up till now. Bohemian Rhapsody did win the Golden Globe. BlacKkKlansman is in the lower field-ish. Green Book has a legit shot. The Favorite has a legit shot because it ties for the lead. Green Book is the feel-good film. Bohemian Rhapsody could just be wild as heck, but Roma is my pick for Best Picture. It's going to be Roma. Green Book is in the 2nd position. I guess The Favorite is in the 3rd position, though it somehow does not feel right. But yeah, if anything but Roma or Green Book wins Best Picture tonight, it will be one of the bigger Best Picture upsets in quite a while. I'm picking Roma, but if you want to take a chance on anything but Vice, you may pull off a big, big surprise. So when we take a look at tallying numbers here, I'm going with Roma with 4 wins, The Favorite with 3 wins, Green Book 2 wins, A Star is Born 2 wins, and every other movie that has a win here will have 1 win. That includes Beale Street Could Talk, The Wife, Mary Poppins Returns, Free Solo, Spider-Man, Avengers, Black Panther, BlacKkKlansman, and I think that's it for single ones. So again, Roma will lead with 4, followed by The Favorite with 3, Green Book and A Star is Born with 2 each. Those are my official predictions for tonight's 91st Annual Academy Awards. I look forward to the musical performances. I look forward to unexpected moments, unexpected winners, and great speeches. And maybe they'll be able to pull all this off in just 3 hours. We'll have to see. The show starts tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, and I'll be tweeting at Twitter at LCJ Reviews and all over social media with reactions and commentary and various things leading up to and during the show. All right. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Thanks for watching this Oscar Picks preview edition of LCJ Live. Enjoy the show tonight. Next Sunday's LCJ Live is going to be at a different time. It is going to be next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back Sunday, March the 3rd, next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern for next week's new episode of LCJ Live. By the way, Medea opens this week. I'm going to have my review of Medea later this week. It's the final one, A Medea Family Funeral. I saw a little 4-year-old at the movies the other night go up to a poster of Medea Family Funeral and say to the mother, "Look, it's Medea! Oh my gosh, it's Medea!" Even 4-year-olds know who Medea is and love Medea. That's why this movie is going to make a whole lot of money. May not make the $55 million of How to Train Your Dragon, but it could get to $40 million. I think it's got a shot $30 to $40 million this weekend for A Medea Family Funeral. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and watch the latest video, and I'll see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern for LCJ Live. Enjoy the Oscars tonight, and if you want my picks in all 24 categories in list form, go to lights-camera-jackson.com. Bye, everybody.